Hello, this is Michael Tellinger with an update and feedback after our incredibly successful tour of North America, the United States and Canada during the month of May and June 2017. It's been more than a week that we've been back, and every day I've been meaning to record and film feedback and report on the success of our tour, but things have been so crazy and intense since we've come home. I simply had not had the chance to actually sit down, center myself, and share the good news with the Ubuntu members and supporters around the world. So here it goes. We found some time on a Sunday afternoon in my backyard here in Watervalboven, the head office of the Ubuntu Movement around the world. And I've managed to string together a bunch of ideas and thoughts and thanks that I want to share with everybody. So let's start. First of all, we've had an unbelievably successful tour of USA and Canada. This is my 8th year in a row that I've been visiting North America, and every year things get better. Every year the energy intensifies, and this time around it's always a quantum expansion, and this time around was an unimaginable, unpredictable quantum expansion of the support, the resonance, the message, the number of people we've reached, and the new contacts and connections we've made for life that are going to really be very, very valuable and helpful as the weeks and the months and the years roll by. So first of all, I'd like to thank Neil and Sol Gaur from Portal to Ascension and Peter Chang, who helped us set up the tour and manage the tour and travel with us around the USA and also parts of Canada. Also to all our friends in the United States and Canada, our old friends and many new friends that we've made on this trip. Thank you so much for all your support, your love, your energy that you share with us every time we come up north into your amazing countries that you share with us, and the warmth you extend to me and to Emma this time. And this has been a fantastic journey of discovery for both of us, and we truly thank you for your energy and everything you've done for us on this journey. And the Ubuntu core team, the core team in the USA and in Canada that we met with, and for the first time, and we've met some of the people for the first time that are actually looking after the integrity of the Ubuntu movement in North America. Thank you for your time, your input, and your dedication, and everything you're doing for the movement to grow it around the world. And to everyone who came to see me and to the presentations in more than 13 cities across the USA and Canada. Thanks for coming to look at the presentation and take in the information. And thank you for taking that away and already posting and sharing much of that information with your friends on the internet and the many channels and social media that are available out there. I cannot tell you how incredibly satisfying it was for us to come back knowing that we've planted these deep seeds of consciousness and information and unity and bringing more and more people together. I actually don't even have words to describe how it feels for me to sit here and knowing that we've reached the stage in the evolution of the Ubuntu movement. Because the successes that we've made, hello Shibi, the successes that we've made and what we've managed to achieve is beyond description, it's beyond words, it's something that nobody could have predicted or imagined, and that's always how it is. So let me just talk about other countries as well. The fact that we are not visiting other countries around the world doesn't mean I don't think about you. It doesn't mean we don't support the people or you're not on our minds. More than 58 countries around the world that reached out earlier this year and last year to set up Ubuntu management teams in their countries. You're in my heart, in my mind, and I will reach out to you again as soon as I possibly can so we can actually initiate the Ubuntu core teams more successfully and more deeply in the many countries around the world that want to be more and more active in the Ubuntu movement around the world. So I will make a point of that over the next few weeks to reach out and start connecting to the core management teams that have already started being established in many of these countries. So please stay in touch with me. I will try and stay in touch with you, and we will improve and increase the channels of communication. Also, as I get more support for the Ubuntu office here in Waterval-Boven. The feedback on our current global initiative is, again, unimaginable. Our One Small Town initiative that was launched only in January 2017 has grown so quickly that it's completely taken me by surprise. So I'd like to talk to you about our One Small Town strategy that we launched only in 2017. And like everything we do with the Ubuntu movement, it is completely unpredictable and unimaginable how quickly this concept and this simple philosophy has grown. In the United States, we've got a great plan of action that we want to implement to basically attract the attention of the mayors of the thousands of small towns that are potential benefactors of the One Small Town philosophy. But where it's really taken me by surprise is in Canada and in South Africa, where we now officially, I can say officially, have at least one small town in Canada by the name of North Frontenac, where we interacted with the mayor, Ron Higgins. That was actually the last meeting we had on our North American tour, the day before we flew out. We had an incredibly powerful meeting with Mayor Ron Higgins, who agreed to implement the One Small Town. He loves the philosophy. He totally bought into it. He can see it. He understands it. And since we've come back to South Africa, Ron Higgins has already had a meeting with his council, and from the emails that I've received, it seems that he's got the approval to go ahead and implement the launch and the strategy for the One Small Town implementation in North Frontenac. But a lot more detail will come from that, from Ron Higgins himself, as soon as we are ready to move forward. And then on arrival back in South Africa, I had the pleasure of interacting with a mayor of a small town here in South Africa, who is going to become the spearhead for me to reach many other mayors in South Africa to share the philosophy. We are working on a small town that I'm not going to name right now because it is still very sensitive. We still want to first finalize a few things. But in South Africa, we already have one small town that we're working on, and there will be many others that we have already identified as the small towns and municipalities that are really struggling for survival, and knowing that we have a very simple solution for these towns, the mayors and the people of these towns. So all in all, it's just good news on every possible level, not only on the One Small Town implementation. I've also had contact from Brazil. They want to carry on and start implementing the One Small Town philosophies and principles there. So it's up to me now to make time and connect with the Brazilian Ubuntu team, make sure that we go out there and initiate this and actually start things moving on the ground. One of the other important things that has happened on our travels to the United States and Canada is we've reconnected with our inventors, with our technologists, with our scientists, and the brilliant people and the minds that I've had the privilege of engaging with over the years, traveling around the world. And we can now say that we have the solutions, not only for energy and providing our small towns with electricity, but also other technology, purifying the water, dealing with the sewage problem, creating spin-off byproducts that actually benefit the community, from compost and fertilizer to energized and oxygenated water that actually help to heal people, that can be implemented in the hospitals and the health centers in the small towns. There's so much that has happened. It is almost impossible to quantify. It is truly a quantum expansion that has happened on this trip to North America. And I guess I can feel it in the quantum field. I can feel it as if I can see things happening in my life and in the Ubuntu movement in my path every day that I've manifested 10 years ago and 20 years ago. Things that I imagined and I was manifesting then are now happening on a monthly, a weekly, and a daily basis. It is quite spectacular how I can clearly see the manifestation coming to pass and becoming a reality. And it's really on this note that I urge all of you to do the same. Keep thinking higher thoughts. Keep imagining the one small town. Keep imagining that utopian, beautiful paradise town that you want to live in. Keep imagining it. Put all the dark and negative thoughts out of your mind. Do not think negative. Do not think what's going to go wrong. What if that and what if that? Stop those kind of thoughts. Think only positive, that we're creating, we are manifesting this one small town. And clearly from the information that I've shared with you, we've already achieved that first step, that first goal. We have our first small town, at least one. We also have interacted with North American United States and Canadian traditional leaders and First Nation chiefs, where we have been invited to come and implement the One Small Town strategy in the tribal lands, which I believe it could actually be a springboard to fast track the whole philosophy and the plan of action into the USA and into Canada, because of the freedoms that come to the tribes and to the chiefs and the tribal lands. They have many more freedoms that are not actually experienced by the people in the USA itself or in Canada. So the tribal chiefs are in an incredibly powerful situation to take the simple philosophy and bring it to the people of their tribes and implement the One Small Town strategy in the tribal lands with far less resistance or red tape or bureaucratic hurdles or rules and regulations that are imposed on the people of those tribal lands. They have far more freedoms than the people in the corporate USA and corporate Canada. So, and it's on that note as well that in South Africa I've engaged with some tribal chiefs and tribal lands with some incredibly good news and feedback on that I will share with you very soon. But the long and short of it is that at this stage it looks like we will be creating a whole one small town in an existing village, which is a deserted village from an old mine that closed down in the 90s. Where we seem to have finally broken through, found the right people to talk to, and have we've already been invited to come and implement our One Small Town in this little beautiful village, a spectacular mountain village with rivers and streams running through it. And right now we're looking at turning this one small village into a self-sustained healing center, a destination point for people all over the world to come and experience the most advanced healing modalities that we could possibly imagine. So much is happening on so many fronts. I could talk for hours about it, obviously, as I am accustomed to doing, speaking for hours about it, because I get energy from it, just like I guess you get energy from the good news and the feedback when I share it with you. So there is no bad news. There is only good news. There is only positive manifestation that is happening on a daily, a weekly, a monthly basis in my life, and I trust it's happening in your life. If it's not, then make it happen in your life. Do that. Imagine that perfect world and town and village that you want to live in and start manifesting it. The more you think about it, the more that we have millions of Ubuntu supporters around the world thinking about it, more quickly and the faster we'll manifest it. We're already through the gate. We're out of the starting blocks. We're doing it. The One Small Town is a reality, and I must add, it is the solution. As arrogant as this may sound, it is the solution for every problem that we face as humanity. The One Small Town principle, the One Small Town implementation and plan of action is the solution and has built into itself the solution for every problem we face as the human race. And if you don't know this yet, go away and think about it. Watch more of the videos, the One Small Town video. Watch it a few times. Think about it and let it filter into your DNA and your genetic substructure, and let it just filter into your essence. And you will see what I mean. Eventually, the penny will drop and you'll go, I got it. I understand it. One Small Town is a solution for all our problems, because the power lies with the people, and the change of our system into a whole new social structure will happen without any violence, opposition, or conflict, and it'll come from one small town somewhere in the world. It might be Canada, it might be the USA, it might end up being South Africa, because things are happening so quickly, cannot predict where it's going to give, where the bubble is going to burst. So I send you loads of positive energy, lots of love, unity, and consciousness. Share with you this incredible information from the depth of my heart. Thank you to everyone that supports the Ubuntu movement. Share this video with everyone, and go out there. Make sure, if you're not signed up yet, go online, sign up, get onto the Ubuntu database, and then make sure that you invite at least one person every month to join the Ubuntu movement. This is how we grow. This is how we expand the consciousness. Remember, the power lies in the conscious field as much as it lies in the physical field, but it's from the physical form that we can affect the conscious quantum field. So if each one of our Ubuntu members goes out and brings in to sign up onto the database one new member every month, this time next year we're going to have more than 360 million members in the Ubuntu movement. Now that is a powerful energy source and an energy field with which we can shift consciousness within minutes and within seconds by sharing a simple idea. Send you lots of love, unity, and higher consciousness. Until next time, this is Michael Tellinger.